Hello, NCLEX Crusaders. How are you? Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Welcome to today's live. It is a pleasure, like always, to join you on another live. And let's make it very special today. I want to offer you the opportunity to ask questions to anything that you believe is important for your NCLEX preparation. So I have opened this opportunity to ask you, what do you want me to help you? Whether here in our YouTube channel, TikTok, or any social media, we are experiencing a lot of growth over the past few weeks, and our social media is exploding everywhere. So I want to offer this opportunity, and I am here live to guide you, to help you, to give you some instructions, and hopefully answer some of your questions with regards to NCLEX preparation. So I'm going to be monitoring the chat. It is an open discussion. If you have any questions about how to study, what resources to study, what should be your focus on NCLEX preparation, I will provide as much information as I can. I will be of guidance today and hopefully make it a very good experience for you. And I'll be monitoring the chat so I can see the questions that you have. Also, very important, I will be mentioning this as I go through today's live. There is a masterclass, a free masterclass on next generation NCLEX preparation next week. So if you want to be there, you want to register for this masterclass, it's going to be completely free. All you have to do is visit our website, www.nclexcrusadeinternational.com, and you can be one of our guests in this masterclass. So just don't wait until the last minute, because I am running out of space. My Zoom capabilities only allow me to do a class with 1,000 students live in a Zoom. So I think we're gonna go over that. According to the registration so far, I think we're getting close to 200 students that have registered, but of course, not everybody shows up. So you don't wanna miss that opportunity. But even if you do, even if we run out of space, I will do other masterclass to help all of you. So I'll be monitoring the chat. Let me see what kind of questions you guys have. My name is Rainier Arado. I am the professor and CEO of NCLEX Crusade and NCLEX Crusade International. Like I've said before, I've been training, mentoring students for almost 8 years. I think a little bit more than 8 years, guiding you to prepare the right way, to teach you the abilities that you need to develop in order to pass the NCLEX. So what questions do you have? Use the opportunity, wise, to ask good questions, and I will be providing the questions as I go along, and let's have an interesting experience here. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So I have a question here from Hayden. Hello, thank you for going live. I am having such a hard time with the NCLEX. I have spent so much money. I do not know what to do anymore. Okay, well, Hayden, thank you for the question or the statement that you've made here. I know it can be frustrating. I know that trying to do something that is so important as becoming a registered nurse, going to the NCLEX and failing is frustrating. But this is the way I like to see it. This is a life-changing experience. Sometimes it takes a few times. For some reason, we have developed this idea that we need a fast result, and if it's not fast, it's not worth it. But for years and years, the experience has been that most of the time, failure is part of success. And I know that probably this is not the speech you want to hear, but it is the reality. Some students, it takes 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts. It's a difficult exam that requires a set of tools that you need to develop. So, what do you need to develop to make the change? To go to the other side, to go to the past? You need to develop critical thinking. You need to develop the ability to apply nursing knowledge. I have said this so many times. If you don't develop that ability, you will not go to the next phase, which is passing the NCLEX and becoming a registered nurse. Now, there are resources. Pretty much, if you follow our social media, I share content every day, critical thinking, strategies. So Hayden, do not miss the opportunity. Next week, I will be giving a masterclass that will give you some insight on what to do and how to prepare effectively so you can have that pass and become a registered nurse. I hope that helps out. Let me see. There's a lot of questions, so give me a chance here as I review the questions and give you the answers. I see you helped me pass the NCLEX back in May 2025. Des, congratulations, Des. Thank you for letting me know. Let me see. Professor, are you going to be recording the masterclass? No. I want it to be a live experience. I don't want it to be something recorded. I want you to be there. Ask questions. You will have me there one-on-one on Zoom. It's not going to be on any other social media. It's going to be like a live Zoom class. So try to be there. I know it's a little bit difficult for some of you, but try to be there. And if not this time, maybe another time. But I want this to be a special experience for everybody showing up to the masterclass. Okay? All right. Where do I sign up? Go to the link on the bio or visit our website, www.nclexcrusadeinternational.com. That's how you register. Let me see. I see Jimbo asking, will this be a good masterclass or training class for LPN taking the NCLEX soon? I will tell you this. Although every teaching that I give, I directly mention registered nurse, in the past 8 years, I have seen many LPNs using our resources, using our strategies, and they have been able to pass the LPN version of the NCLEX. So I will say yes, you can use what we teach to help you pass the LPN test. Okay, let me see. I love your videos. Thank you so much. ESL nursing student. All right, welcome, welcome. Can you give us some strategies on approaching and answering case studies? Okay, so in the masterclass, I will create a section to cover that. So make sure you're there so you don't miss that opportunity. So Lizzie, can you help me with some of these topics that they want me to share in the masterclass? So I see here's information about how to approach case studies. To cover that, during the masterclass. Thank you very much. Okay. Eliana, Professor, I am back to say thank you. I passed the NCLEX in August 29. Wow. Fresh. This is so good. Your methods help me more than anything. Thank you, Eliana, for trusting us and following NCLEX Crusade. And I am very happy that you were able to pass your exam. Thank you for coming back. Let me see. Professor, I took the NCLEX. Unfortunately, I failed. What would you recommend to use to help me? I used the resource of Archer, and it wasn't for me. Well, I'm not here to talk good or bad about any other institution. It's not ethical on my behalf, but I will tell you this. When it comes to a question bank, if this is what we're talking, how do I study with a question bank and how do I determine if it is a good resource? Whatever the question bank is, make sure that as you're reviewing the questions, you find it that the questions challenge you. It needs to be difficult. If it's too easy, non-complex, probably that question bank is not what you need. So whenever you're practicing questions, it needs to make you think, what is the approach? You need to analyze the question. It needs to be above the passing level, above the passing standard style of questions. There are many question banks out there that the questions are just too easy. How do you know? Most of the time, if you're getting like super high scores, like 90s, 80s, 90s, is it really that you're that good? Or is it that probably the question bank that you're using maybe is not as strong as you need to be using? So many times they ask me, Professor, what question bank do you suggest? At the moment, I believe the top two question banks out there, in my personal, professional opinion, is UWorld or Kaplan, either or. I have used them both myself, and I find those resources good, high quality resources to practice NCLEX style questions. I don't work for UWorld. I don't work for Kaplan. They don't pay me. We don't work together. But in my opinion, up to this point, and at least what I have reviewed, they are the best. So that would be a recommendation. I see Ali states here, my problem is that the answer that I think is the answer is not the right one. Well, welcome to the club. That happens to a lot of students. And usually, what happens is that you are in between two answers. At least for the critical thinking style of question, the prioritization question. It's usually where this happens. So if you are in between two answers, a technique that I like to use is that I like to review the question again. And I need to ask, so what is the patient's problem? What is the patient's situation? And out of these two answers that I have left, what is the answer that tries or solves the problem or investigates more of the problem or relates more to the problem? Usually, if you do this, and of course, if you use a critical thinking strategies like assessment versus implementation, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, SAR method strategy, there are critical thinking strategies that you can use. Usually you can eliminate one of them too and select the correct answer. It is an ability that you need to develop. It takes time, but you can make it happen. Okay? Very, very good question. Anne-Marie, I am retaking the NCLEX for the 5th time. Where should I start for the 6th time? Wow. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for opening up and tell me this information. What I would start is first identify what have you been doing that is not working. So what resources are you using? How are you using those resources? Because it could be the resource that you're using. Another thing is, are you practicing questions? And if you are, what type of questions are you practicing? Once again, what is that resource that you are using to practice questions? Okay. Another question I would ask is, how many questions did you do in this previous attempt? Because that can tell me if your problem is, or your difficulty is content, is it critical thinking? And usually what I do, or what I say, is that if you're struggling on taking the NCLEX and you're doing the minimum questions, usually it's a little bit of a more difficult situation, because that means that you're lacking content, you're also lacking critical thinking, you're lacking prioritization strategies, and that's why you're doing an NCLEX test with the minimum questions. However, if you have failed before, but you've done 120, 130, 150 questions, that is a different scenario. Yes, you failed too, but it's a different approach. In that scenario, then all you have to do is work a little bit more on the critical thinking, use our videos, join our masterclass, and it will be of great help. Okay, so very, very good question. Mohammed, I just registered for the masterclass. Thank you, Mohammed. Welcome. Hurry up, I'm telling you. We're getting close to, I checked earlier, it was like almost 2,000 students registered. I don't know. So if I end up with having 1,000 students in the master class, I will have to be, do another one, maybe another date. So here's my suggestion. Register so you can get the information for the Zoom. You're gonna get an email. You're gonna get information for the live masterclass. As soon as you get that email, join. Because the way Zoom works is that once you get you reach the limit, which in my case will be 1,000 students, that's it. It will tell you that the meeting is full and you will miss the opportunity. So register, make sure you provide the correct email, and then as soon as you get that email saying that here's the link for the registration, join. You don't want to play with that. I have seen it before, okay? Fabian, what do you think about UWorld's CATs, Computer Adaptive Tests? They're pretty good. They're pretty good to give you some guidance. A lot of times students ask me, where should I be if I'm using UWorld? I would say anywhere between 65% and above. You want to be also above in the percentile, which I think is like 47th percentile on UWorld. So you want to be above that. Same if you're using Kaplan, above 65% average. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for the NCLEX world, it is. Okay? Mandy just felt the NCLEX, felt so overwhelmed. I couldn't stick to one strategy. How do I pass? Mandy, join our masterclass. Okay, I want to see you there. I will help you. I will give you some guidance, some insight on what to do, how to study effectively, and what is the correct approach to passing the NCLEX. So if you're listening to this, if you're listening to this live right now, and you have taken the NCLEX and you have failed, there is no reason whatsoever for you to miss this masterclass. You need to be there. It will be life-changing. It will change your way of thinking. I promise you. It's going to be a good experience for you. You're going to get a lot of answers to many of your questions, and you're going to have me there to help you, to guide you. We're going to give you resources that you can use. So it will be an excellent experience. Alejandro, I just took my NCLEX PN and I got the 150 questions. I'm panicking. Well, Alejandro, it looks like you're on the waiting approach. 48 hours usually to get the results. Let's see. I've had many students do 150 questions and they have passed the NCLEX. So it can happen too. Karina, you can type in Spanish here on the chat if you want to. That's just not a problem. So I see somebody messaging here in our live. Be careful with those scammers. I can see saying, message Dr. Phil Dickinson. Who is Dr. Phil? Is it the same Dr. Phil on the TV? I don't know. So be careful, with these scammers. Thank God I talked about this today in our social media about being careful with scammers. There are so many people out there that they're heartless. They don't care. They just want to steal money from you. And I always tell you this. I'm going to use this opportunity that I am live to say this again. If anybody, listen to me, if anybody is contacting you, representing whatever, and they're giving you an easy way out to getting your license, be 100% sure it is a scam. They are slick. I have even seen them paying advertisement. I have seen scammers representing NCSBN and saying that if you send me XYZ money, I'll give you your license. Be smart. That sounds too easy, right? There you go. You have the answer. It's a scam. If it's too easy, it's a scam. I have seen people even using my picture, my wife's picture, the academy name, charging $2,000, $3,000 for a question bank. I don't have a question bank yet. I'm working on it, but I don't have a question bank to sell, and especially not for $2,000. So don't lose your money. Make sure if you're trying to buy something from us, one of our resources, our Master 21 course, if you're trying to buy that, make sure you have our website. It's always going to have the link, www.NCLEX Crusade International. That's it. Everything else, it will be a scam. And if you need to call us. Call the academy. Talk to my advisor. My advisor is Cicielani Arado, my daughter. She'll be there to help you. We're here. Just don't fall into a scam, okay? So Elizabeth Lisa, representing Dr. Phil Dickinson. Stop scamming people and stealing money. Carl, thank you. I recently passed the NCLEX. I just found out. Wow. Ain't this some good news? Carl, congratulations. I am happy that you passed the NCLEX. Thank you for trusting our academy. Thank you for trusting our resources. Happy to hear that. Congratulations. Let me see. Who else? Make sure you're following our social media, whatever you're joining from. That way you don't miss any of the information, any of the lives that we're doing. Make sure you subscribe, you follow, share this information with others. There's a lot of quality information on our social media, free for NCLEX preparation. And of course, if you're looking for a mentor, if you want a full course, we also have those resources. And definitely do not miss our masterclass next week, next Friday, 7 p.m. Register. There are still some spaces available. Okay, Sarah, don't worry. You will get the email with the invitation for the class. Okay. Let me see what else. I am doing the 7-day training. Is it a good resource? Yes, this is a very good resource. I talk a lot about critical thinking there in the 7-day training. Very famous on social media. A lot of students have used it. So definitely a great resource. It dates back a few years, but 95% of the information I state there is good for the NCLEX today. Okay, what else? Is there a technique you can share about laboratory prioritization? Thank you for your expertise. To God all the glory. Amen. Okay, Uri. So when it comes to laboratory prioritization, laboratory, basically you need to identify what is the normal range for the next generation NCLEX. The normal range on all the case studies, they will provide the normal range, and you need to identify if it's below the normal range or above the normal range, and if so, how above or how below. You need to find the most critical lab value. But also, not only the lab value, but you also need to see what are the clinical manifestations presenting with that lab value. That is going to give you some insight on what is the priority or what is going to be the approach. Okay? I have some mixed reviews on bootcamp. I don't know if it's a good resource. I don't know too much about bootcamp. Can talk good or bad about them. I'm sorry. Not gonna be able to give some feedback with reference to that. I have seen students using it. Some pass the NCLEX, some fail. It all depends. Okay. Any other question? Use this opportunity. Ask good questions. I'm not going to be doing this for too long, so use the opportunity wisely. Fabian, YouTube, you World Cats is good. I answer that. Professor, do you have any Spanish resources? I see somebody asking about, Claudia, about our Spanish resources. Yes, our academy is completely bilingual. We have an international department for English-speaking nurses, and we have a Latino department for Spanish-speaking nurses. So if your primary language is Spanish and you're looking for an NCLEX review in Spanish, write this number down. So at least if you can, and Cici, if you can share this. For NCLEX Crusade Latino, Spanish, the phone number to reach the academy is 352-565-4256. So 352-565-4256. Am I saying that number right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that's for Latino nurses. If you are looking for a resource on NCLEX preparation, bilingual in Spanish, definitely we have a course called the Dominate the Next Generation NCLEX course. It's bilingual in Spanish, and it will definitely be a lot of help to you. So any Spanish-speaking nurse listening to this live, we have a resource for you. We will also have a masterclass for Spanish-speaking nurses coming soon as well. Just stay in touch in our social media. Paola, Miss Paola Morales, Professor, I watched your training. I did a lot of videos, practiced a lot of questions, and I passed the Next Generation NCLEX RN this week. Thank you. Wow, Paola. Thank you. Congratulations. What a blessing. What a blessing to see all these pass. And it gives us an inspiration to continue helping, to continue offering our resources to help those students prepare effectively to pass the NCLEX. Congratulations. Professor, I really like your teaching style. Do you give classes? In our Latino side of the academy, we do live classes. In our English side of the academy, at the moment, all we have is a recorded course. It's called the Master Next Generation NCLEX in 21 days. Also check it out in our website, www.nclexcrusadeinternational.com. All the information is there. And of course, you can register as well for the free masterclass coming up next week. The country code when you register is just the number for when we call your number. What is the code? If you're from USA, it will be 1, then the number. If you're from another country, then the code for that country. That pertains to your phone number. Okay. Karina is already registered for the masterclass. Thank you, Karina. Thank you very much. Jimbo, realistically speaking, do you think 3 weeks is enough to study? I failed my first attempt on April, and I am just studying again. Jimbo, most of the time, 3 weeks is not enough. Most of the time. It really depends on several factors. Your knowledge, abilities that you have developed, how many questions have you practiced, your availability to study. So there are a few factors in order to give you a detailed answer. So the answer is most of the time no, but it can happen if you really press the gas pedal, okay? Let's say I have seen it before. Mr. Hassan Tarek, if I have to pick between Archer U World or boot camp, what would be your advice? You guys are putting me here in a difficult spot. But let's say I can give you my opinion. So if I were you and I was preparing for the NCLEX and I wanted to practice some questions, out of the options that you gave me, I will pick UWorld. Why? They have been around forever. Good quality style of questions. Not too strong on critical thinking style of questions like prioritization, but they have a few. But out of the options you gave me, I will pick that one. Okay? How long should we study? Usually NCLEX preparation, a realistic approach, I would say at least 3 months. If you're starting from zero, at least 3 months. Some may take a little bit more, but minimum, I would say 3 months. Okay. Claudia, call the academy. Give us a call to the number I gave you for the Latino side of our academy, and we'll give you some guidance. Okay, so give us a call. We will help you. And Marie, I think I'm lacking content and strategy. And Marie, come join our masterclass. We'll give you some guidance. Okay, I see that you raised her. Very good. Hayden, I need a lot of help with critical thinking. Okay, Jimbo, see you soon. Okay, any other questions? Is ATI good? I haven't seen ATI questions or products anymore. I remember back when I was studying for nursing, I reviewed some of their programs and questions. Me personally, I didn't like it too much, but I haven't seen any updates from them recently, so I cannot really give an opinion about them. I haven't seen. Danny, my challenge was time management. As my next exam is scheduled for the end of September, how can I improve my preparation during this period? So Danny, if the issue is the amount of time that you are taking to answer questions, I would definitely say that practicing questions will make a difference. The more you practice, the better you get at time management. Your goal is to, I would say, to spend no more than 2-3 minutes, maximum 4 minutes per question, and you should be good. Remember, you have to do at least 85 questions. And please, I give you this tip, do not make this mistake. I see a lot of students, when they reach the 85 questions and they see that the exam does not stop, automatically they start panicking, they start like rushing on the answers, and then they throw the exam away. Focus. Do not rush over 85 questions. It doesn't matter if it's 85, 90, 95, or 100. Take your time to analyze the question effectively. Gabriel, oh my God, your videos helped me so much. I passed. Congratulations, Gabriel. Thank you. Thank you for coming back and letting us know. Oh my God, your voice. It reminds me when I studied for the NCLEX in 2023. Your videos were gold. Thank you. Thank you. This is nice for me to hear. Okay, I'm just reviewing some of the comments to see if there's any other questions. Zulia, how many questions can I do daily? Your goal should be anywhere between 50 to 85 questions daily, especially if you're more towards the end of your preparation to take the NCLEX. Also, depending on where you're at, you can do questions by topics or by systems. But as you approach the exam date, you want to keep it that you're doing all the system, all the different category of questions. just like if you were going to take the NCLEX. So practice like you're going to take the NCLEX. I have taken the NCLEX twice and I failed. I study a lot, listen to you. I get nervous during the exam. What is your advice? Okay, so definitely anxiety, emotions is an important factor. And if this is your problem or your area of weakness, I'm going to give you my advice. Remember, this is my advice. This is what I do. I believe in God. So I put everything in God's will, in His plan. I do what I need to do. Study, practice questions, review. I do what you can do as a person. But the worries, the fears, put that in God's shoulder. He can handle that. Give it to Him. I like to pray, talk to God. I like to put music. I like to read the Bible. Those things help me calm my fear or my emotions. So give it a shot. Try it. It will work. I know this from experience. So that is what I do to mitigate emotions. Okay? Maritiri already raised her. Thank you. Okay, perfect. See you in the masterclass. How do I approach pharmacology questions if you don't know the meds? And it's about signs and symptoms. Good. There is a lot of training that I have done on pharmacology questions. As a matter of fact, I am doing a series on pharmacology. We are in day 3 of the pharmacology training. This week I took a break from it because I wanted to talk about this upcoming masterclass. But definitely look in our social media. I have created like long videos on pharmacology. The focus is on determining the difference between intended effect, side effect, and adverse effect. Most of the pharmacology questions on the NCLEX deals with that, and also the safety aspect of pharmacology. So watch the videos. It will definitely make a big difference. I want to be in the masterclass. How do I do it? Completely free. Just visit our website. On the bio, I put the link. Also in the description, there's the link. Or you can just go to the browser and type www.nclexcrusadeinternational.com, and the registration for the masterclass will be there. My team is also putting the website in the comment section for those who want to join. What advice would you give to a first-timer preparing for the NCLEX? And this is Mr. Young. Mr. Young, definitely focus on critical thinking, learn strategies, develop the ability to apply nursing knowledge rather than just memorizing content. Practice a lot of questions every single day. Use a quality resource, good question bank to practice quality questions. Use or follow a mentor that have a proven track record. Use the resources, learn the system, apply the system, take the NCLEX, and pass. It's like that. I see a lot of students sometimes say, well, but I know XYZ friend that did everything by themselves and passed. Yes, it can happen. I did it. I was one of those. So I'm not going to say that it cannot happen. But for many students, it's not enough. Many students need help. they need some guidance. They don't want to be completely lost. They want to follow a study guide. They want to follow a system. They want to have something to bring with them to the NCLEX, critical thinking, strategies. And in those scenarios, you need to have a mentor. If you want to use NCLEX Crusade International as a mentor, here we are. It will be a pleasure to guide you as you prepare for the NCLEX. I see. Please listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. He has a lot of free resources. What do you think? Should they come to the masterclass? What do you think? Would it be a good idea to come to the masterclass? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Absolutely. Amen. Thanks for praying for me, for my family, for NCLEX Crusade. We always welcome prayers. So, amen. God is in control. He's the one that leads us and has given us this opportunity to be a blessing for many. So, absolutely. Thank you very much. Okay, Osioma, perfect. So I'll see you in the masterclass. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna end up today. Next week, there's not gonna be any lives. I'm gonna be completely focused on the masterclass. I want to see you there. If you're serious about preparing for the NCLEX, an effective way. If you want to leave all this nonsense behind of failing one time after the other, and you want to develop the abilities that you need to prepare for the NCLEX, join us in our masterclass. It will be an amazing opportunity to learn the pathway that you need to follow to pass the NCLEX. Register while we have time. www.nclexcrusadeinternational.com. Register. See you next Friday on Zoom, 7 p.m. sharp. Be there on time so that you don't lose your spot. I only have 1,000 spots. Okay, as we speak right now, listen to this. We've had so far registered 2,300 students. So if all of them decide to show up, there will not be any space. So listen to the advice. Register. Make sure your email is good. You will receive the link to Zoom to join the Zoom meeting. As soon as you receive it, join. I will be sending the link during that day, and then 15 minutes prior to the Zoom, I will send it again. As soon as you see that link, join and wait for me to open the Zoom meeting. So it has been a blessing. See you soon. Do not lose hope. This is your moment. This is the time. You can make it happen. For those who believe, everything is possible. Let's do it together. Let's pass the NCLEX. God bless you all. See you soon.